Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, fuck a funny intro. Samoa Joe is in the fucking WWE. Welcome to episode 16 of Lost in the Midcard. I am your host, Jeremy Bennett, on Twitter at JBHuskers. As always, my co-host, Matt Black, at Raw F Showtime. We are fresh off of NXT Takeover. Matt, how about that ending?
Oh my god, dude. I can't even begin to describe how amazing the ending of that show was. I'm such a big Samoa Joe fan. I mean, for those who know me, know that I traveled freaking almost 8 hours up to Boston in 2008 to see Lockdown for the first event where Joe was going to win the TNA World Title for the first time. I knew he was going to win. I just knew it. And I went out there with some friends, and we stayed the weekend and went to the Fan Fest. And the main reason I went out there was I wanted to be in the building when Samoa Joe won the world title. And the fact that he's in the WWE right now and he's being called Samoa Joe, dude, I'm speechless. Just holy crap.
That's about right. Yeah, it's amazing that he's already... That was a WW... God damn, I can't talk. There's going to be a lot of that tonight.
People, you just have to bear with us tonight, because we are literally recording this seconds after this show went off the air. So wow. You're getting, the feels from me and JB right now regarding, the show was amazing by itself.
It was.
But, Samoa Joe coming out at the end, holy fuck, dude.
And even with the non-finish, that match was still pretty phenomenal, and it was so chaotic, and most of it took place on the outside. William Regal takes a bump, and then all of a sudden, that music hits, and you knew who was coming.
Holy crap.
That was a WWE branded shirt, I do believe.
Do you think?
If I was looking close enough, I don't know. There was a little tag on the bottom there. I'll have to.
Oh
check
shit! I didn't even notice that.
Very cool.
I'm going to WWE shop right now.
Well, I doubt it. I doubt it's for sale right now, but somebody was working the website pretty quick if it's for sale. But yeah, if they're going to call him Samoa Joe, which they are, because Rich Brennan said so. His shirt says so that's good. As when Vince likes to name you, it's pretty good that a guy with such a career and stature as Samoa Joe gets to keep the name that everybody knows him by. Wow, just a phenomenal ending to NXT Takeover tonight, and we all kind of saw it coming, but that didn't stop our excitement, Matt.
Well, here it is. They played it off brilliantly. Triple H very much undersold Samoa Joe coming in on the podcast on his conference call this week with the wrestling media. At the same time, Triple H and Joe, being the brilliant geniuses that they are, allowed Samoa Joe to book some independent dates this week. So everybody was seeing Joe lining up these independence dates in July and August this week, and everybody's like, you put two and two together, Joe's not coming.
Yep.
And oh my Jesus, dude. It's so freaking amazing. Props to freaking Triple H for, he got one on everybody. So here's to you, Triple H, right there.
Swig a beer for the working man.
That one's for you, brother. He got everybody, and just, I can't believe it. I can't believe it's really happened.
Business is about to pick up. The mood is about to change. Take any catchphrase you want. Shit's getting real now in NXT.
Shit is so real. It's crazy. Can you believe it? Like, I can't believe it. I'm in shock.
Thankfully,
I'm so happy.
Thankfully, it'll be on demand on the WWE Network, so you can replay that.
I am watching that, and I'm telling you, as soon as we're done recording on this show tonight, I am watching that finish over again.
And then when you rewatch NXT Takeover, for those of you listening, for the Tyler Breeze Finn Balor match, make sure to look at those tweets on the bottom line because yours truly got in there tonight.
Oh, were you on the scroll?
Yep, I got on the scroll tonight.
That's badass. I wasn't paying attention to it.
Yeah, I was commenting on Tyler Breeze's entrance, and they sure enough, they only did one scroll from what I could see, if I can remember tonight. With as good as the show was, I could easily have forgotten the scroll, but yeah, I normally don't even read the scroll. I don't even look at it, and sure enough, I'm staring at it, and there comes my name scrolling across the screen, so I thought that was pretty funny.
I just had a friend confirm to me that the shirt was definitely an NXT shirt.
Yeah, I thought I saw the little tag on there.
So that 100% official, he's keeping the freaking Samoa Joe name.
SmackDown's coming to my town in July. I might have to wear a Joe shirt to the event. I haven't worn my Dean Ambrose shirt yet, but I might have to go get a Joe shirt put on instead.
When I went to the Ring of Honor show, I believe it was in April. I think it was in April. I just had a feeling that he wasn't going to be with the company long. And yeah. I'm like, WWE is just beyond stupid if they don't bring him in. So I bought the Samoa Joe Ring of Honor shirt, figuring, yeah, this will probably be a collector's item really quick. And, yep.
Wow. Pretty amazing moment in NXT history that I think the internet definitely broke when that happened. We're going to take a deep breath and kind of go over a couple of things before we go over tonight's NXT Takeover review here on episode Sweet 16. It's our Sweet 16 tonight, Matt. How about that?
I don't think we could have had a better show lined up than we've got tonight, brother.
Woo. Speaking of Sweet 16, we had the Sweet Boys on the show tonight, so and that's another thing that kind of surprised me. But first, let's talk about some kick-ass news. We were all wondering if there was a lot of heat between Steve Austin and the WWE, and that answer is no. Which,
well, not anymore, anyway.
No, well, I still thought there never was.
Joe's shirt's up for order on WWE Shop. Joey Styles just tweeted it out.
Thanks, Joey. The WWE announces that the Stone Cold podcast is returning Monday, June 1st. But hey, not just Monday, June 1st. This thing's gonna be going monthly for a while, which is just fucking kick-ass. The first guest on June 1st is going to be none other than Paul Heyman. We haven't seen Paul Heyman since Brock Lesnar got his suspension from the WWE due to his actions the day after WrestleMania. And so, if you've ever listened to Stone Cold's podcast, him and Paul Heyman are always great together, always tell some great stories. So definitely looking forward to that. And not only do we have Paul Heyman, but coming up, look at this list of names: Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, and Sting. Matt, what do you think about these next 4 podcasts coming up here?
Hogan's name is good and all. And I mean, honestly, to be able to hear Hogan and Austin go back and forth on a bullshit podcast is going to be amazing. But Sting is huge, and The Undertaker is even bigger. They got him the best guest possible. And
yeah, I mean, high up on my lists were Heyman, Taker, and Sting for people that I wanted him to talk to, and number 1 was Taker
I didn't think Taker would ever do it.
Yeah, and so it'll be a lot of fun. That'll be a lot. That one will be a lot of fun. I can guarantee you that. So starting June 1st, and then July, August, and September at least we'll have those guys, and who knows, maybe they get the old once a month there. Keep the train going, because those Stone Cold podcasts are always must-see TV. Now let's go to some interesting news that just popped up tonight. This came from Dave Meltzer at the Wrestling Observer, and a couple of websites have ran with it as well, that it sounds like TNA programming is being canceled in the United States by Destination America. Officials have made a decision to cancel Impact Wrestling and all other shows from the Nashville, Tennessee-based company. This is according to Dave Meltzer in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter. It looks like that they will cease to air at the end of the third quarter of this year. That's going to be about September. 2 reasons were given for the cancellation. The officials consider the ratings for Impact Wrestling to be good, but not good enough to justify the cost of programming, which is kind of understandable, except for I think Impact Wrestling put that damn channel on the map. But I can see how the costs are pretty high for that as well on the other side. They said the other problem was that the number of cable network advertisers specifically did not want to advertise during Impact Wrestling, which was interesting. At the same
token, I would ask these advertisers, have you seen the other programming that you're advertising on this station? Just holy crap. I've turned this channel on sometimes. Matt. Dude, I've turned this channel on sometimes, and you got a bunch of hillbilly hicks looking for fucking, what the hell is his name? The freaking,
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot, yes, freaking Bigfoot. They got hour episodes of these idiots going through the forest looking for Bigfoot. Are you kidding me? And people would rather advertise on that program? It's laughably hysterical that honestly, it's a channel I've never even heard of.
No.
I would have never heard of this channel if it wasn't for TNA. And now it looks like they're going to throw them out like yesterday's trash. And it's just if it's true, and let's face it, Meltzer's been wrong more than he's been right over the past few years. So if this information turns out to be true, it's disgusting that they would treat TNA like this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and they said in this here the May 8th episode of Impact Wrestling, Destination America purchased an advertisement in the USA Today newspaper to promote the show, believing that additional advertising would, and the fact that it was pretty much a live show, would lead to an increased rating. Instead, it did the second lowest number on Destination America, and the replay drew a record low. That was not a great show, though, so to speak. I mean, TNA has been good, because I just recently, got back into them when they went back to Destination America, and the product has been real good, actually. I wasn't impressed with the live show, though. There was it was a promo fest. It was almost like a Monday Night Raw before a pay-per-view. It was a promo fest. So, but I don't know. Is this the final nail in the coffin, or? Dude,
how are they going to kick out on 3 this time?
I mean,
honestly, if you're a cable network and you've seen this happen twice to this organization within the course of the last year, do you really want to touch them?
Yeah, I mean, they're getting canceled by a network nobody knew of until January.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to look and see if I had it. Kind of like what I had to do with El Rey for Lucha Underground. I had to look to see if I had the channel, and thankfully I did, and thankfully it was in HD. And so after a couple years of probably more than a couple years of a hiatus, I jumped back on the TNA bandwagon, and then we started our podcast here, and so it was fun to talk about a little something different than WWE now that TNA might be gone. We obviously been talking about Ring of Honor. We're going to bring Ring of Honor to the show eventually. I was out of town for most of the weekend, so I got not much done in terms of wrestling watching. I didn't even get Impact watch this weekend, so maybe it's my fault they got canceled because I didn't watch.
How dare you, sir?
It's still on my DVR, so maybe it's my fault.
Those .3s, those .7s, man. They're important, apparently.
I guess. Let's shift gears to last night's big show, NXT Takeover Unstoppable from Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. This was weird. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this one, Matt. I don't know if you saw the pre-show, but they did replay this on the main show too. They do a little angle of passing this off as fan footage of somebody taking a cell phone video of Enzo More, Cassidy, and Carmella getting into the Full Sail University. And then there's a lot of yelling in the background, and we see Hideo Itami laying out on the parking lot, holding his shoulder in pain, and with several people around him. And then, coincidence, walking right by is Kevin Owens saying, "Oh, that's a shame." And so this was kind of their way to write Hideo Itami out of the picture, which he'll be out for 6 to 8 months. Part of me thought they could have done a little better job with it, but part of me thought, well, this actually isn't too terribly bad. It's kind of a different way of going about it. A lot of people, I saw some people on Twitter make a Four Horsemen Magnum TA reference earlier on in the night. But Matt, what do you think about the storyline behind?
Honestly, I was fine with it because I knew he wasn't gonna compete, and they had to do something to explain why he wasn't going to, and just saying he was injured, doing fuck all, isn't really going to be an intriguing, eye-catching story. So they're just like, wow, we got to come up with something, that people are gonna gravitate to. And
I think I just shook my head a little bit at the.
Well, here's my thing.
The fan with the cell phone just happening to be there. That I kind of shook my head.
Honestly, dude, that's not far off. When we were leaving Baltimore for Payback, the amount of fans that were surrounding the area where the wrestlers parked and where they were leaving was ridiculous. Like, the wrestlers were having trouble getting out of the building because the fans wouldn't let their cars pass. So for one fan to be in the parking lot area, trying to meet the talent, honestly, not too far off. So that doesn't surprise me.
That dude had one hell of a cell phone camera, though, man. Did you see the picture quality on that?
Dude, it's good quality, man. You can't hate. Didn't you notice that one of the guys that were looking over Hideo looked like a shrunk down Matt Morgan?
Oh, really?
It totally did. Like, he had the facial hair and everything. I'm like, holy shit, Matt Morgan shrunk 6 inches.
He's no longer an American Gladiator.
Yeah, apparently not. But what I was thinking of? I was just like, my first guy, maybe Hideo Itami, and he's gonna debut and make this a triple threat match. And obviously they didn't want to bring Joe in as a heel, and it seems like they have much bigger plans for the Samoan submission machine. And I'm just saying it right now, dude. If we're gonna get Owens versus Balor versus Joe in a triple threat match, just
dream match right there,
dude. I might have to somehow get down to Orlando.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Balor and Owens is a dream match. Joe and Owens is a dream match. You put them all three together, god damn. I mean, this is just wow. You can't get it any better right now than what NXT has. I mean, whew. Man, I tell you what.
It's crazy, dude.
Just when we thought there might be a little lull with Zayn and Tommy on the shelf, whew, yeah, there's Joe. It is insane. Well, let's kick off NXT TakeOver. The main show starts off with Tyler Breeze, Tyler Breeze and Finn Balor for the number one contendership to the NXT Championship. Tyler Breeze with a different kind of entrance, pretty cool. Some little fashion, kind of like a little walkway type of thing. Some models doing selfies of themselves, with Breeze photobombing those selfies apparently. And apparently I'm getting old because you're using some app called Periscope, which I had never heard.
It's relatively new. It's only been around for, I'd say, 2 to 3 months now.
That makes me unhip to not know about it.
It was originally a standalone app. It was bought by Twitter, and apparently you can use it, and it allows you to stream live footage from your Twitter account.
And how many dicks have been swinging around on Twitter lately?
I don't know, man. I ain't going looking for shit.
Oh my god! But yeah, pretty cool to see a different type of entrance on a big show with Hideo Itami. I liked it, and Finn Balor, man, he just keeps adding pieces to that special entrance when it's time to put on that war paint, man. I tell you what, man.
And I've seen a lot of his paint from Japan.
Yeah,
he's only just scratching the surface.
Oh. Yeah,
if you guys haven't seen the stuff he did as Fergal Devitt, when he started,
Joker.
Oh my god, dude, he's got so much stuff that he hasn't been done. It's going to be Joker ridiculous.
Joker and
Samoa Joe just tweeted, "Notice has been given. I give no quarter. I take no prisoners. Are you ready? Hashtag NXT Takeover Unstoppable."
Oh, baby. But yeah, the two, there might be even a compilation on YouTube with his greatest entrances, but the Joker stands out as a great one, and so does him as a zombie. Those are a couple of the greater entrances that he's done in New Japan. And Austin had Josh Barnett on his podcast for yesterday's show, and he's the color commentator for New Japan. Do you get Access TV? I don't think I did. I tried looking for it today, and I
actually do get Access TV.
So you get it.
I've only seen like an episode or two. I keep on forgetting to DVR it to just record it as a series.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty it's pretty great. The episode that I watched, I really enjoyed it. So I need to remember to get it set up.
One of the reason why Balor chose his name was due to the Irish legend of the Eye of Balor, and the Eye of Balor was painted on his back, and gee, that was a badass freaking graphic on his back that was painted on there tonight. All right, those are just the entrances that we're marking out about. There was a match.
That was just the beginning.
There was a match, and that match was damn good too. Definitely, no surprise with guys like Finn Balor and Tyler Breeze that a good match comes out with these guys. A couple of funny things. They were out on the floor and the crowd started chanting, "You're not counting." Balor hits the coup de grace and gets the pin, and the ref counted 4. Did you catch that, Matt?
Yeah, I did.
A 4 count from the referee. He wanted to make you just know for sure that Finn Balor won the match there with a 4 count.
I mean, it might have been. I've seen this a lot from referees when you think it's a 3, but it was only a 2. Like when sometimes they slam down on the ground so hard at the beginning, you think that it's a 1 count when technically it's not. And that might have been along the lines of what happened there.
Mm. Yeah, it could have been, but I thought at first maybe the NXT universe was counting like Roman Reigns was about a month ago, and just got a little ahead of themselves. But Finn Balor is your new number 1 contender, and he will face the winner of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn that is in the main event tonight. Some dude from Game of Thrones was at ringside sitting next to Stephanie. That dude's kind of big. I don't watch Game of Thrones, but that guy was a little large. Tag match next up, Dana Brooke and Emma against Charlotte and Bayley. Not a bad match, just kind of your standard women's tag match for 7 minutes. Some good action, especially when Charlotte got the hot tag. I was kind of surprised that Charlotte and Bayley went over here. I thought this would be kind of a way of Dana Brooke and Charlotte to kind of start a mini feud here.
Yeah, I mean, the match was good for what it was, but I was left wondering what the direction was for all four characters, all four of their characters after the match was over. It really left me feeling like, well, what's next? Because almost every match tonight ended with you knew what was happening next for those people. You knew what was good. You knew what the next thing, almost the next progression in their career in NXT. And I didn't really feel it from that match.
Well, and Dana Brooke's still kind of green, so maybe it's not time for her to get elevated that high up just yet. But, I mean, the WWE clearly has high hopes for her, so it's only a matter of time. I was
impressed with what I saw from her in San Jose. And, you know, it's just going to take time. You know, everybody starts off green. But,
yeah.
a lot of people were giving her crap on Twitter tonight, and I'm just like, really?
Oh, I don't hate her. I think she's got a great persona for wrestling, and she's going to be a great heel. Clearly a great heel. And this is NXT. I mean, this is just getting started, so nothing much to worry about if she botches something here and there. Sin Cara does it on a weekly basis on the main show, so don't worry about it. Thank you, try the veal. Some NXT signees were shown at ringside, and a big pop for Uhaa Nation. How about that?
Dude.
People know who he is,
which is cool. Because
yes,
I mean, honestly, they haven't even given the dude a name yet. Because all of his coming soon vignettes haven't even given him a name.
Yeah.
So the crowd knew he was Uhaa, but I mean, I don't think he's gonna be Uhaa. So
no, he's not Samoa Joe. So.
Dude, can you believe I still can't get over they're letting him keep his name.
Yeah, with Vince being so, but I mean, Rhino kept his name.
Well, yeah, but honestly, he's back with the WWE spelling of Rhino too.
That's true.
I have a whole bunch of Samoa Joe notes. As soon as we get to the main event of the show, I have verbatim his entire promo that he cut after Takeover went off the air. And I've got some other news and notes that occurred afterwards. So
good deal.
Got some
right.
It's got something to keep you listening. I got more Joe notes. You got to keep listening to us ramble on about how great NXT was.
These notes aren't on a poll. I can't do Vince. I'm sorry. I've never even tried it. So
there is no Vince Russo tonight. It's too good. The show was too good to bring Vince Russo into this.
Couple of big bulls locking up horns with Rhino and Baron Corbin. Great physical matchup for the time that they were given. The fans, the NXT fans. First off, we'll go back to the women's tag match, chanting "Evil Emma." That was pretty good.
The fans had some pretty great chance tonight.
Yep.
I got to give them credit where credit is due.
In this match, they chant "Corbin sucks."
Yep.
Corbin sucks. Just like the old New Day. Oh, that was great. But great physical matchup between these two. Couldn't expect any less. Rhino trying to hit the gore, but Corbin hit him with a clothesline, picked him up, and I was waiting to see the end of days on Rhino. That move is so impressive. How he does it with Rhino, wow, is kind of hard to believe. Now the NXT Universe has turned on Baron Corbin, but I haven't. I still like Baron Corbin, and he got the win over Rhino as expected in a match that went about 7 minutes. Obviously, it was a little sloppy. It was more of a brawl than a technical match like we will see for the Women's Championship in a little bit, but it's still a fun match to see a couple of physical guys like that go at it. Next up, we got the NXT Tag Team titles on the line, and Blake and Murphy and and one of them sporting a nice little ponytail, or pom-pom ponytails there, or whatever the fuck those were.
Yeah, I think they were pigtails.
You look stupid. I think I heard that a little bit. They didn't really quite get that in there as much. But I mean, when Enzo and Big Cass are in the ring, you've got enough stuff to chant. Let alone you look stupid. So
true enough.
Basically, working on typical match. Work on Enzo for a while. Get a hot tag to Big Cass. Still a good tag team match between these two. Obviously, good chemistry between these guys, and of course, both teams. They know what they're doing in terms of tag team wrestling, so it always looks good when either one of these teams takes the ring. But we got ourselves a little surprise, kinda. Alexa Bliss comes out and attacks Carmella, and then while Big Cass is distracted by that, she comes around and knocks Enzo, who was kind of dazed when Cass was going for the big jump off Cass's shoulders for Enzo. He set him up on the turnbuckle. He tagged him in, set him up on the turnbuckle, but Enzo was still kind of dazed after getting worked over by Blake and Murphy. And as he was getting ready to jump off the top rope, Alexa Bliss pushes him off, and that leads to the 1-2-3 pin and a surprising win for Blake and Murphy, Matt.
It was very disappointing. And I looked at my friends I was watching the show with, and I was like, well, they better turn this around really quick because this crowd is going to be pissed. Oh. And they were very, very smart with the matches they left after this to really turn the show around in a big way and let people quickly forget about the fact that their boys didn't win the tag titles. But, I mean, it made sense for Enzo to be out of it. So he wasn't able to, fight off the attack after Bliss came out and did her thing. The chase, I know the chase is always good for the face tag team, but
it was time to put it on these guys.
Yeah,
they are so over.
It's Blake and Murphy.
Yeah, and NXT Universe again coming through with us with a Sweet Boys chant. That's what Enzo calls Blake and Murphy, the Sweet Boys. I in all caps said, "You gotta be kidding me!" Hashtag NXT Takeover when they counted the 1-2-3. That was my Twitter reaction there because obviously I'm a big fan of Enzo and Cass. It was time for them to win the belts. Maybe they will soon on an NXT episode. Who knows?
I would definitely think they have to eventually win the titles.
Soon.
I mean, I think they're the only people in NXT, with the exception of Sami Zayn and Finn Balor, that have 2 T-shirts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it obviously means, they're moving merch and stuff like that. I can't see them just not going with these guys. I feel like they're just too over.
Unless they're on a fast track to the main roster to further build that tag team division.
They got so many tag teams up there right now, though.
I know. Technically, I don't think they're quite ready yet for that either. I mean, they're over, obviously, with their personalities and stuff. And in the ring is pretty damn good. I think it's pretty damn good. I don't think it's ready just quite yet.
I've always been worried about how that gimmick will be received on the main roster.
And I think it will be well received.
I hope so. But you just see stuff sometimes that
Kevin Owens
you think are going to go up there and it's going to be a big deal, and perfect example. Owens didn't get much of a reaction Monday night.
No.
Because people didn't know who he was. So imagine when Enzo comes out and tries to do his shtick.
But, eventually it'll get over.
I hope so, because I like them.
Yeah, I do too.
I think Cass is a deceptively big dude. Because you just look at him, if you just look at him, you wouldn't guess he's 7 foot tall.
Oh man, when he's in the corner with either Blake or Murphy, you're like, wow, he just towers over those guys. Yeah, he's kind of like Test, but
I think it has a lot to do with Enzo's hair. Because he hangs out with Enzo so much, you don't notice how tall he is because of how how high Enzo's hair goes.
He might have the Tom Cruise shoes on, too.
He's a deceptively large 7-footer.
He is.
And Enzo, I think, is getting better in the ring. Every single time I see him work, I think he's gotten better.
That DDT he hit off the turnbuckle tonight was sweet.
Oh yeah, that was easily spot of the match.
Yeah, that was great.
Not even a question.
This is not a repeat. This is not deja vu, but the NXT women steal the show again.
Completely.
Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch for the NXT Championship. This was a beauty. This was the NXT Universe with this is wrestling chant. That is the truth. Great technical old school wrestling. Both women each working on the arm. Phenomenal. God, there was some times when Sasha was stepping on Becky Lynch's arm that one time on the mat. Oh man, that had to be uncomfortable. Becky Lynch must be double jointed or something, because that did not look right.
Ah, man.
The
way she bends in those bank statements are, I wouldn't want to take it.
So these girls went back and forth working on each other's arms for a good 15 minutes. Amazing match. Lynch went for the armbar, but Banks then got out of it, but then Lynch hit a nice German suplex there. But eventually she rolls into the Banks statement, though, and couldn't get out of it. And Sasha Banks retains the Women's Championship. Amazing match. Just great old school wrestling match, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Something that is completely missing on the main roster for the women. I mean, if you give them time, yeah, they could put out a story like this. But again, you got to have the talent too, and these two women definitely have the talent. And the NXT Universe with a gigantic. They were not behind Becky Lynch at the start of this match. They were behind Sasha. By the end of the match, the entire NXT Universe was on their feet clapping for Becky Lynch because this was a damn good match.
Oh, absolutely. She earned. If you did not respect Becky Lynch before tonight, you do now. Mm-hmm. And it's just that simple. I mean, I've always known, that she's really damn good in the ring. But I know there's been a lot of she's had her fair share of doubters as well. But you can't doubt now.
No.
She's the real freaking deal.
I kind of dug the new outfit and the orange hair as well.
I was a little iffy on that at first. I'm like, man, she's changing her gimmick up way too much.
She kind of looked like the chick from. Do you watch Defiance on Sci-Fi at all?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh yeah, she kind of looked like the chick from there, and then of course Corey Graves made a comment about the Fifth Element. The girl from there too. Oh, something I forgot to tell you. In between the tag match and the women's championship match, our good buddies at WWE Creative-ish, WWE Creative Humor tweeted out when they introduced Eva Marie. They tweeted out, Eva Marie managed not to botch standing and waving. She's really improving.
Look. The Eva Marie hate is getting really old. Because if anybody's been following what she's been doing with Brian Kendrick at his school,
yep.
If you haven't been and you still want to sit here and hate, you're going to be eating your words when she comes back to the ring this summer. Because I think she's coming out with a mission, to shut a lot of people up.
I still thought that was kind of funny.
It's amusing, it's cute, and it's a parody account, so I get that kind of stuff.
I still think Vince runs it.
Oh my God, Vince isn't that funny.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, who are you kidding? I'd believe more that Triple H ran that account than Vince.
Shane's running it.
That I would believe.
Oh, man. Main event time. And, hey, look, Kevin Owens went to the merch booth and bought a United States Championship John Cena t-shirt. Man, he's a fan, isn't he?
Too funny.
Oh, man. God. And you were laughing at me when I said Kevin Owens is going to be on the card at SummerSlam, and now he's going to be on the card at a pay-per-view 3 months before that. How about that?
Oh, but it's a one-time deal, dude.
Yeah, but he's still on the card.
I don't think he's coming up to the main roster.
No.
If he was coming up to the main roster, he'd have dropped that title tonight. I mean, unless they're planning on having him hot shot at the Samoa Joe.
Well,
send him up there after that.
Are they
taping TV tomorrow for the next week or so, or
I have no idea. Or they could have just special spots every once in a while for one or two NXT guys. What says they can't be on the main roster here and there? Kind of like what Kevin Owens did, kind of like what Sami Zayn did. You know, I think we're going to obviously see it every time a takeover show comes around now, because finally the WWE has gotten behind it in terms of marketing.
Well, Triple H says that had a lot to do with the show they ran in San Jose.
Oh, really? At the WrestleMania show?
Yep. He said that there was a lot of resistance. He said not from Vince, but from a lot of the corporate synergy people.
Oh, so
about,
it was more
about running that show in San Jose, and he said a lot of those people came to that show that night and had their eyes opened and left the show saying, "How can we do more? How can we do more with this?"
So was that like that all along? Not Vince, but corporate?
I don't know. He said he didn't have any resistance, Vince, about running. But there were a lot of other people within the company that were very hesitant about them running that show.
You cut out there. They didn't have hesitation. Vince, what?
Vince didn't have any hesitation about running the show, but there were a lot of people within the corporation itself that weren't sold on running that show WrestleMania weekend.
And was that a 2-hour show?
Oh my God, dude! I think it was. I'm trying to remember. I think it was like at 3 to 3.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
And it was long because it started at 10 p.m. their time. So it was like it started at 1 a.m. my time. You know, because I'm on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. So the bell rang to start the NXT event at like 1 a.m. in the morning, my time.
Wow.
And I'm almost positive we were there till like 4:30 a.m. My time before that show was done. So needless to say, when we got back to the hotel, I was exhausted.
Little jet lag and a late night.
That crowd was hot all night. You know, people from all over the world did not care what time it was. That event was special, and it really seems like it has been the catalyst going forward of NXT's rise to an even bigger stage than they were prior to WrestleMania.
Yeah, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we get an NXT championship match at WrestleMania next year, if this momentum continues, because look at how much more they promoted NXT on Raw the past 2 weeks, and then of course you got Sami Zayn answering John's challenge, and then you get 2 weeks after that you get Kevin Owens answering the challenge, and I mean they promoted NXT at least 3 or 4 times on Raw on Monday. It's great. Finally, somebody woke up. You know.
Yeah.
Let's talk main event here. The main event itself was pretty cool. A different feel to it. The crowd was way into it. I think they were still hyped from the great women's match, but obviously you got Owens and Zayn, who I said on Twitter should be main eventing a WrestleMania a couple years from now.
Can I go as far to say as this last hour of wrestling, I would put this up against any hour of pro wrestling that's happened this year?
Oh, yeah, easily. The action between these two guys was mostly outside of the ring, and it was mostly Sami Zayn in control, which leads you to believe. I still think that injury was a fake. Everybody, I know. I read everybody in the know says it's real, but I don't believe it's anything serious.
If it's
No.
if it's legit, I don't believe that it's anything serious. But I'm with you. I really don't think that it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I don't, because I mean, I know he had shoulder issues in like February and March.
Yeah.
So I think they're almost still just playing off of that. And I really don't think there's anything that's really wrong with him right now. You know, I could be completely wrong, but I don't think I am.
Mm-hmm. We got some pretty sweet moves. Most of them, like I said, were on the outside. But Zayn was able to hit a dragon suplex, the Blue Thunder Bomb. Owens missed a cannonball attack into the corner there. Zayn gave him the exploder suplex, which, like I said, usually goes into the Helluva Kick, but Owens went out into the floor. But Owens hit a suplex on Owens, or Zayn hit a suplex on Owens, and Zayn was going to attack again, and Owens caught him into a powerbomb onto the apron. Ow!
Ow! Yeah, I was just gonna say ow. Ow, indeed.
Ooh! That was a slick-looking move. That was basically the beginning of the end for Sami Zayn. Referees and doctors came out, and every minute, as Owens was pacing from side to side at the ring apron, he would put an attack down on Sami Zayn, stop, attack him again, stop. And then finally Owens throws him into the ring and grabs a chair, shoos the referees out of the ring, and William Regal shows up. And Regal...
Dude, he freaking
gives him the fish hook on the nose, man.
I couldn't believe... I thought he did it in his mouth.
Yeah, I think both.
Oh, dude, that was nuts.
Or he may not have had a good grip at first on the nose, and maybe he went to the mouth after that. But then Owens hits him with a headbutt. I would say it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to see a Regal Owens match, right? Regal's not done, I don't think.
I like him as the commissioner. I really don't want to see him back in the ring.
Well, remember Owens was at odds with Authority in Ring of Honor, so maybe this could be kind of a repeat of that.
True.
Maybe, obviously, Joe could come to Regal's side. Maybe Uha. But I think Regal's got a match in him every once in a while still.
Oh, I guarantee the guy can still go. But I like his commissioner / general manager character so much that I don't really feel the need to see him in the ring. Mm-hmm. Like I would have maybe like a couple years ago when he was doing commentary. Like when he was doing commentary on NXT, I'd always mark when he got out of the booth and got into the ring. But now, as the figure that he is now, I'm not as sold on it now as I would have been in the past.
And I jumped ahead of myself here. Owens didn't bring the steel chair in until after fighting with Regal. And as he shoos off the referees, he's about ready to attack Zayn with a chair. We hear some music we've not heard before. Holy fuck, it's Samoa Joe.
And the internet explodes.
And so did the NXT universe with a gigantic pop. And Samoa Joe has his own shirt already with Samoa Joe on it. And I like that shirt. That's a shirt I could wear anywhere and say, God damn it, I love this shirt. Crowd went nuts. No physical confrontation, just a face-to-face. And then Owens backs down, and Joe stepped right back up into Owens' face. But Owens got out of the ring, and then Joe looked to check on Zayn, and Owens came back. Oh, maybe we're going to get a little fight. No. Owen fights on his terms, and then tonight is not his terms. But what a moment, and a gigantic Joe's going to kill you chant, and woo! Just imagine if those guys freaking went fisticuffs. How that Full Sail would have had to put a new roof on that joint.
Yeah, you're not lying.
Oh,
and you know the thing. It's always leave them wanting more.
Yeah,
and I definitely think they did that tonight.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that. Not at all.
Oh no, I'm not mad. Trust me, I'm not mad either.
I mean, I was interested in everything that happened tonight. Everything was great. I wasn't disappointed in a single thing. I mean, obviously I'm disappointed in Enzo and Cass, but
I think that was my only true disappointment of the night.
But it was a good match. It was still a good match.
No, absolutely.
Rhino and Corbin did exactly like I thought they would. It wasn't going to be a technical masterpiece. I enjoyed that.
As I said, I enjoyed their match in San Jose. I enjoyed their match tonight. I definitely did not expect Rhino to win, although it would have been great. I'd have popped for a Rhino victory there, but I didn't see it happening.
Yeah, and of course, Tyler Breeze and Finn Balor kicking off the show with an amazing match with amazing entrances. So overall, putting a bow on NXT Takeover, holy shit, is all we got to say about that, because it was a great night. If you did not get a chance to watch it yet, watch it. If you don't have the WWE Network, I'd pay $10 to watch this again.
Oh yeah.
If I didn't have the WWE Network. Now, Matt, you said you got a few tidbits on Joe, so let's hear them.
I do. I've got some great Samoa Joe notes, courtesy of my good buddies at PWInsider.com. After NXT went off the air, Joe's promo was cut. I'm assuming this is pretty much word for word.
Oh, I saw a Vine posted of it, so I saw a part of it, but not all of it. Yeah,
the full promo was NXT. Now you see I've always made it a point to compete in the hottest promotions in the world. And everywhere I looked and everyone I've spoken to said, Joe, if you want to do what you want to do, then you come to NXT. And if tonight is any indication of the competition that I can expect, Joe is happy. And Joe is here. So consider this your warning. I am Samoa Joe. I am pro wrestling, and I am now here in NXT.
Oh, God, he said the PW word.
Yep. And on the way out of the building, and they were selling the Samoa Joe t-shirts.
Oh, nice.
The WWE was smart enough to have the shirts ready. They were selling them to fans as they left the building. Joe was literally brought backstage like 2 minutes before he came out on stage.
Like he showed up to the arena last minute?
Like 2 minutes before he came out. So I guarantee he was there all night, but they had him hidden out like one of the, those production trucks or, luxury liners or whatever.
This in here for you. Today only, so I'm jumping on this right now. Today only, the Samoa Joe shirt is $19.99, $5 off.
Yeah, it's actually all NXT merchandise. Today only is $19.99. I put the order in while we were podcasting. I ain't even ashamed to admit it. I've already got my shirt ordered. So
I just added to my cart while we were podcasting.
There you go. We gotta support Samoa Joe, man.
Somebody just posted on Facebook here an old picture of Kevin Steen and Samoa Joe then, and then of course the big stare down from now. Epic. We're gonna probably see a lot of those coming. God, I wish WWE Shop didn't charge $7 for shipping, but I don't care. I'm buying Joe's shirt tonight.
Yeah, honestly, with the $5 off the shirt, it's pretty much free shipping. Is the way you can look at it.
Yeah.
Or you're paying like $2 for shipping or whatever.
Yep. So wow. Yeah, that's a badass shirt too, and so good to see Samoa Joe's going to be called Samoa Joe.
Can you believe that? Many big name talents have come from the other companies, and they were not allowed to keep their names. Mm-hmm. The fact that I would assume Triple H thinks enough of Samoa Joe to allow him to keep his name. Company is amazing.
On top of that, you have Kevin Owens, Hideo Itami, Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn. These guys still have 8 to 10 years in the business left in them. Joe's 35, 36, so, who knows? Who knows with Joe? But goddamn, did Joe look in good shape?
Oh man, dude.
He looked cut.
He's ready to go, dude. He's just. Oh man, can you believe? I still can't believe it.
Yeah. Whoa. definitely an amazing night in wrestling history. June 15th is the in-stock date for the Samoa Joe T-shirt, FYI.
Yeah, probably because they sold all their inventory tonight at full sale.
Probably. They're probably wondering, God, will these sell? I don't know if these are going to sell. What do you think?
I would honestly, I would love to know how many orders they've already had tonight.
Well,
because I heard one of the reasons why Owens got a push as big as he got was because his initial T-shirt sold buckets.
mm-hmm.
And WWE was extremely happy that he was able to bring his fan base with him from Ring of Honor to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So if Samoa Joe's shirt sells gangbusters, and
you know it will.
I'm hoping. If you're a Samoa Joe fan and you don't buy that shirt, you suck. I'm telling you that right now, you suck. Go on WWE Shop right now and order that shirt. Buy the shirt.
I'm more of a fan of others than Joe, in history, and I bought the shirt.
Joe, man. Samoa freaking Joe.
Now if we can only get AJ Styles in.
You would think if anybody would be the caveat between WWE and AJ Styles, it would be Samoa
Joe. Yeah, exactly. God, if they can get him, now, and man, if TNA's folding, go get Austin Aries while you're at it, and go get Bobby Roode.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I think we should touch on before we go off the air with this podcast of, the people that TNA have.
Mm-hmm.
If this is legit and they might be going down for the count, who WWE should be looking to pick up yesterday. So if we're running out of time, we'll definitely talk about it.
I'll tell you this: we will, since I didn't even watch it, and it was basically just a hardcore war outside of the tag team best of 5. We'll just not break down Impact tonight. We'll go down the TNA roster instead, and then we'll kind of decide if we still want to talk about TNA Impact or not.
That's probably a good idea, and honestly, I think it's probably more intriguing discussion than it would be discussing TNA Impact results.
Yeah,
because I hate to be negative on this podcast at all, but there might not be a TNA to talk about in a few months. So
so it may not be worth our time, and we might as well just shift to Ring of Honor now that I can watch it. So.
Yes, I agree.
All right, so hey, look at that, on the fly, live on the podcast, we are updating our itinerary for you guys. But first, before we get to God, I thought we were going to have a mark-out moment from Raw to talk about, let alone NXT TakeOver.
Dude, this has been a week of amazing pro wrestling. It started with Payback. It went to Raw.
Yep.
And we went to tonight. I'm sorry, nobody wants to watch SmackDown tomorrow.
Probably not. But I told you.
Killer.
Yeah, I told you this on the Twitter. I go, if the WWE plans on this run of 3 pay-per-views every 2 weeks and has this quality of product on this bang 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 type of pay-per-view schedule, man, this is a great this is a great Bloody Mary for your WrestleMania hangover.
Yeah, I would certainly say so.
If they produce all of this year in and year out on this kind of run and end it with Money in the Bank, which is basically the TPC Sawgrass, the 5th major, and a lot of people probably say it's more important than Survivor Series nowadays. So we start Raw off with, it's something new that we start Raw off with. The Authority starts off Raw. That's new, isn't it?
I've never seen that before.
I haven't either.
I kind of like that Triple H guy.
Yeah, that Triple H guy's kind of funny, I think.
I think he has some potential in this business.
Yeah, I think
running shit.
Yeah, I think if he goes by the name Terrorizing, I think he'll get over huge.
I don't know about all that.
They start to talk about Daniel Bryan, how he dropped the title, the Intercontinental title, and of course Stephanie throws in a little picking berries, chopping wood, and doesn't own a TV type of jokes. And out comes Sheamus. Sheamus thinks that since he basically knocked out Daniel Bryan, he should be the Intercontinental Champion. Then comes Ryback, fresh off of his loss to Bray Wyatt, thinking he should be in the Intercontinental race. I think it's just more he hated Sheamus than he wanted to be Intercontinental Champion because, well, he lost the night before. But
I honestly, I feel if anybody in the WWE mid-card right now deserves a run with a title, it's Ryback.
Oh, yeah.
Because
and obviously, we're
feel,
both big fans of Ryback, so.
I feel like they really hurt him when they were building him, that they jumped him right to the WWE title picture before letting him have a run with a mid-card title.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was primed for a Intercontinental or United States title run, and all of a sudden he's fighting for the WWE Championship.
And now that he's come back, he's more well-rounded, and he's got a personality, and he's good on the mic. He tells his true life story, kind of like what I wish they would do with Adam Rose. But anyways,
yeah. My friend sent me a message on Monday and said, "Since when can Ryback cut a promo?" He hasn't been watching a lot recently, and he was pretty shocked at how far the Ryback has come.
And you remember one of my first articles on What Culture was 8 things they need to do to get Ryback over when he comes back, and they followed a lot of those things. It was just simple, and everybody knows he has a personality because he posts some funny videos. He did that funny video right before he went into surgery, or it might have been post-surgery, I can't remember, but, get the Terminator shtick off of him and give him a personality as the big guy, and hey, there you go. And the big guy will get a title here in the next 18 months. He'll have a world title in the next 18 months. I can probably say with confidence. But yeah, an IC run would be great for him, or the United States title, and then he continues the tradition. I think whenever John Cena, I think that title should just be like that the whole time. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Just make it U.S. Open Challenge.
The U.S. Open Challenge is great. I mean, I got no hate on that. And I mean, if you're going to bring up the Intercontinental title too, I mean, you don't want to completely copy it, but I definitely think it should be defended on a more frequent basis. Mm-hmm. And I don't think the championship should be used for continuous losses in non-title matches to contenders. And
I think we should get a main event for the IC titles on Raw.
And I honestly think the IC title's got to close the show at Elimination Chamber. I mean, are you really going to close that show with a non-Elimination Chamber match?
I have a gut feeling they are.
That's crazy.
Because it's for the title.
I know, but I mean, honestly, I'd close the show for the Intercontinental title. I would.
Honestly, I think the title should be put up in the chamber too, but I digress.
I just gotta ask you, why is R-Truth in the chamber?
I don't know.
I know we haven't covered it yet, but I could see every single person walking out of that match with the title, except for R-Truth. It's like, one of these things are not like the others. Like, why is Neville not in there over R-Truth? Mm-hmm. I mean, why? So he can feud with Bo Dallas?
Which isn't a bad... That's not bad. I mean, I had a good feud.
Well, it's a guaranteed win for Neville. I mean, yeah. I guess is the only thing that you can say.
Sheamus and Ryback both announced into the Elimination Chamber match by order of Triple H, and they're going to have a match. And I'd say they had themselves a pretty damn good match. I kind of wish the commercial didn't get in the way, but overall, great match by a couple of brawlers there. Obviously, Sheamus targeting the ribs, and then Ryback went after Sheamus when the typical face going after the heel, and the ref pulls the face back, and of course, as the ref is pulling Ryback back, he eats a bro kick from Sheamus. But a great match between these two, and great start to Monday Night Raw. Like I said, it's kind of a fresh matchup. We haven't really seen a Ryback-Sheamus matchup, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I really hope Ryback only has, like, bruised ribs, and I really hope that crazy guy did not work with a cracked or a broken rib last night. Or not last night, but, I think overall Monday night when Raw happened.
Overall, he was pretty well protected, though, I think. Nothing too extreme that I could see in that match. Obviously, it still probably wouldn't have felt good either way, but, you know. We also are going to have a championship celebration called Architect of a Dream.
You knew that wasn't going to end well.
That was purposely named just for us to bag on, I'm thinking. We haven't had enough of Hunter and Stephanie, so they're now in the office backstage after the first match. Rollins comes in with some champagne, and everybody's playing nice so far. And then Ambrose shows up to crash the party, and Ambrose basically wants a title match against Seth Rollins, and Kane, as director of operations, says it's up to the champion to decide, and Seth Rollins said, back of the line, buddy. And the best part is Kane says that Ambrose wants some action. He's going to get Bray Wyatt later, which is great. I love those two in the ring. Ambrose takes Kane's glass of champagne and tells Kane he shouldn't drink on the clock as he drinks champagne. That was pure brilliant Ambrose right there. And we get Neville in the ring, interviewed by Renee Young, kind of talking about his early success with the WWE, and he's interrupted by Believe!
Freshly shaven Bo Dallas.
Yeah, white meat baby face on a heel.
I guess he just didn't want to look like his brother anymore.
Yeah.
The more facial hair he grew, the more he looked like his brother.
Maybe they were thinking about, hey, Bo, grow your facial hair out in case we go this direction. Oh, we're not going to quite pull the trigger on that just yet.
We changed our minds. Go back.
Yeah. Go shave.
Shave it all.
So, obviously, we're going to get a Neville-Bo Dallas feud here, but we got a little unfinished business here between King Barrett and Neville, as King Barrett purposely counted himself out of the payback match between the two. Again, they got kind of a short match with a commercial in it. A 7-minute match with a commercial. Why, WWE? Why? It's hard to get into a match. I mean, 7 minutes is short enough as it is. But Neville ate a bullhammer thanks to Bo Dallas, probably with his attack before the match started, which kind of threw Neville off as they kind of went for the knee there, and then Barrett worked his knee over even further during the match, and then of course Bo Dallas attacks it again, and I actually kind of I like Bo Dallas on commentary here too. That was pretty funny. Sometimes when wrestlers get on commentary, they're kind of like a fish out of water, but I think Bo was pretty funny on the commentary for that match. Dad of the Year, Titus O'Neil, Mega Dad Celebrity of the Year. Not sure where that is or anything, but I guess a few major stars were up for it, and Titus O'Neil won by fan vote, probably because
WWE was promoting it.
Yeah. Rusev comes out for a promo to address his loss to John Cena, and basically Lana confirmed that Rusev was saying "I quit" in Bulgarian. Yeah, like we had thought he was saying. So that is kind of justifies how that match ended, even though it was kind of hokey at the time when we thought it was. But basically that's it. Lana's a face now.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I don't know either.
JR makes a good point. He's like, when heel managers turn face, they pretty much go into a black hole. So
it's going to be interesting to see what the plan they have for her is going forward.
We'll get the complete face turn of Lana here in just a moment. We'll get to that here later on. But next up is Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt. Great match. It just went a hair under 15 minutes, and J&J Security interrupting Ambrose's match, so obviously that kind of leads you to believe later on that we're not going to see the last of Ambrose. And tell you what, though, what I loved was when Noble shoved Ambrose off the top rope and he walked right into that Sister Abigail. That was
it was done perfectly.
Wow, I mean, you could fuck that up 5 ways to Thursday, and they made it look so smooth. But a great match between those two who feuded at the end of the year last year. with some great matches, except Matt didn't like the exploding TV.
Oh my god.
I did love it, but I didn't hate it. But anyways, but like I said, a good match. Not a big surprise when you got two greats with Ambrose and Wyatt, two future world champions. Guarantee that. Put that Money in the Bank right there. That they are. Oh wait, Money in the Bank's coming up, yeah. But Seth Rollins shows up with J&J on the ramp and had a little more champagne. I guess Rollins is just going to get drunk tonight, apparently.
Why the hell not? It's his night. He can get hammered.
Architect of a dream.
Architect of alcohol.
Architect of a dream. Sounds like a Bob Ross painting.
Could be, man. You don't know.
Look at these fluffy clouds. Look at this blonde streak down his hair. Anyways, tag team titles are on the line. New Day Sucks is without Xavier Woods. He's banned from ringside.
How dare they ban Xavier Woods from ringside?
Because he
It's
cheated.
an injustice.
That dirty
It should
cheater.
have never happened.
He did twin magic, and they're not even twins.
They have twin gear.
Anyways, they They disqualified themselves, so
It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
It makes no sense to have the tag titles switched and then have 6 teams going for it and 2 weeks later. So yeah, I don't think they should have had the match anyways. Later, if one of those 2 teams comes out of chamber with the belts, or say New Day comes out of the chamber with the belts, have that match then. It just makes no sense now, because why change it with 2 weeks later?
The match was made for no other reason so they could introduce the other 4 teams.
Yep, and those other 4 teams are the Lucha Dragons.
Yay.
Loose Matadores.
Or as I have now referred to them, Lost Mata Jobbers.
I just refer
That
to
is
them
all
as
I'm referring to them now, is Lost Mata Jobbers.
I refer to them as fucking boring. That's what I refer to. The Ascension.
Is Torito as?
The Ascension. How about that pop for the PTP? Primetime Players finally getting in the ring after a bunch of vignettes making fun of the tag team division. Great pop for those guys. And they cleaned house, and the crowd loved it.
I'm not trying to be a smartass or anything, but was it one of those guys' hometown or something? Because, I mean, they got a ridiculous pop that I did not expect them to get.
I don't think so.
And I did not expect them to be the team left standing that cleaned house either.
Well, I mean, they've put a lot of time with the vignettes, and let's through the wonders.
And that's Vince standing in the back there on the headset thing going, "See, my vignettes still work. Damn it!
Oh yeah,
look at the pop they got. It's because of me and my vignettes."
They were in Richmond, Virginia, and Titus is from Florida, obviously. Darren Young is from New Jersey, so no, it was just a pure face pop.
It's close to New Jersey's close to Virginia.
Where did you go to school?
I'm just saying, it's not that far away.
I'm just saying, where did you go to school?
Pennsylvania, thank you very much.
Oh boy, okay. So there you go. I'm hoping Wyatt and Harper beat the shit out of the fucking borings.
Honestly,
you call them Los Mata Jobbers, and I'll call them the fucking borings, and we'll just do that from now on.
You know, if those guys, and there was another team that I thought didn't really need to be in there. Who's the other team?
Ascension?
Yeah. You know, instead of the Ascension and Lost Mata Jobbers, we should have had the Mega Powers and Harper and Rowan. How do you not do a team like Harper and Rowan inside the Elimination Chamber? That team is built for an Elimination Chamber.
I think they're going to beat the shit out of Los Matadors.
I hope so.
Please WWE book that. Because, yeah, this is perfect for those two. And it would be perfect to put the titles on them, too, you know. Okay, well, we got one Raw left, right? Jeez, these things come up so quick when they're every other week. John Cena, U.S. Open Challenge. He cuts the usual promo. Selling his towel, never give up, because that's what he did at Payback. Kevin fucking Owens comes out. Did anybody see this coming?
I kind of thought maybe that they were going to bring out an NXT guy to help promote Unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
And wouldn't it have been cool if Kevin Owens came out and squared off with Cena? And I was really just saying it in jest. I didn't really think it was going to happen, but I thought that would be pretty damn cool. And when his music hit, I was just like, holy.
Man, like I said, we thought we were going to be just marking out about this moment.
That's what, honestly, yeah, me too. This is definitely the mark out edition of Lost in the Midcard, and I'm not at all ashamed to admit such things, because damn, it's been a good week to be a fan of professional wrestling.
Our kids are growing up, Matt. Our kids are growing up.
Oh man.
Kevin Owens tells John Cena, actually he's talking to the WWE Universe here, if you don't know who I am, if you don't know who I am, you're not worth my time. Fucking asshole.
Funny as shit.
I love it. John Cena wanted to give him some veteran advice, and Owens cut him off by saying, "Veteran advice? I've been doing this longer than you." Big pop from that's where the people that didn't know him already said, "I like this guy already. Cena sucks." Yeah. Owens turns down the U.S. Open Challenge because he wants to fight on his terms, not Cena's, and kicks Cena in the gut, throws him into the ropes for a pop-up powerbomb. Another nice reaction from the WWE Universe from that. And not only that, the Canadian stands on the U.S. title to disrespect it while raising his own NXT championship, while a great pocket of the WWE Universe chanted, "Fight Owens, fight." That was great that there was an audible "Fight Owens, fight" chant for his debut, Matt.
Absolutely. Give
me your thoughts on Kevin Owens debuting on Raw, man.
It was awesome. I mean, there's nothing else you could say. It's an even bigger deal that Cena made him look like $1 million.
Yep.
I mean, just like he did for Zayn.
Yep.
And it's just, honestly, I think the U.S. Open Challenge might be one of the best parts about WWE so far this year, because it's allowed John Cena, in my opinion, to give back to the industry. And I really feel like that's what he's done since becoming the U.S. champion. Yeah, he's winning matches and whatnot, but I feel like all he's been doing
is making stars.
Is making stars in the process. And I don't think there's one guy that has fought Cena since the U.S. Open Challenge has begun. I'm not counting Rusev, I'm counting everybody else. There's been one guy that hasn't benefited from working with John Cena.
Well, I mean, even Kane is having a lot more meaning to his character too. As much as I've gotten tired of it, you definitely have shown your displeasure for Kane and Big Show. So, I've been saying this ever since it's been going on, man. I quote Ric Flair every time. It's the best thing going today. I love it.
Woo! Hey, question.
Yes.
Owens and Cena at the Elimination Chamber. Is the United States Championship on the line? Or is this a non-title match?
I think it's a non-title match. That might mean...
that even means that there's a chance that he can beat Cena.
Oh, where are they at? Chambers in Texas.
Corpus Christi.
That'd be a big pop if he wins. Ziggler and Stardust. Is this the Ziggy Stardust match here for all the David Bowie fans? 1 minute we got for that match. Stardust loses. We're going to get Cody Rhodes pretty soon. It's inevitable with this long losing streak.
You would certainly think so.
Yep. And then after the match, Lana walks out and lays some lips on old Ziggy, huh? How about that, old Dolph Ziggler getting a little lip lock with Lana? I wonder how Rusev thinks about that in real life.
Yeah, I don't know. As it's pretty obvious that those two are a couple.
And Rusev kayfabe Rusev comes down and knocks Ziggler out of the ring and starts yelling at Lana, and she slaps the taste out of his mouth to a big pop from the WWE Universe. And Rusev is mad, looking like he's going to do something to Lana, but the zigzag knocks Rusev out. And hey, I mean, the Universe loved the segment. I just I worry about breaking those two up. It could be let's get one over on Ziggler and she rejoins Rusev. But right now, I don't even think it's going to go that way.
Man, who knows?
I just hope Rusev wins the Intercontinental title match or Money in the Bank, just to get legitimacy back after losing 3 straight matches to Cena and then losing Lana. He's got to give him one of those two things. Damn.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why they couldn't put the Intercontinental title on him.
Mm-mm.
That's just me, I guess, but I feel like he is more than deserving of another championship run to try to make people forget about the fact that he's just lost to Cena for 4 months straight.
Mm-hmm.
They got to do something to rehab the guy's character, and without Lana, it's gonna be rough for him. So I'm hoping they haven't given up on him, or he has some heat or something.
They can't.
You don't think he's got heat, do you?
No. There's no way they could have given up on him. He's the hottest heel going. He's one of the hottest. Seth Rollins is probably the hottest heel, but he is one of the top. He gets a reaction.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be riding to the ring in a fucking tank if he was not getting given up on. So, because I'm pretty sure Creative knew all along that this was going to be 3 losses for Rusev. So there's no way that they quit getting behind him.
I hope not. I don't want to see anything happen to him because they've invested so much into him over the course of the past year. I just think it would be a real damn shame if they don't do something within the next month to capitalize on it. And I'm sorry, but do you want to give me a Ziggler-Rusev feud for the Intercontinental title after Elimination Chamber?
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about it, baby.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. Bring it on.
I mean, Rusev's going to be getting put over in that, I think. But that's what makes me think she's just... I don't know. I think she's going to either going to screw Ziggler in an Intercontinental title match if Rusev wins when they feud, or she's going to, Ziggler's climbing the ladder and she knocks him off of it or something. Something like that. Something where it swerves back to her getting back with Rusev.
Everything I'm hearing is that they want to turn her face.
I know, just because of the reaction she's getting, but, I mean, I don't know.
What can you do with her as a face?
What can you do with her as a face, except for maybe doing the body paint bikini? Hey, give us that.
Yeah, this ain't the Attitude Era anymore, brother.
That's still TVPG, isn't it?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Just put pasties on her. We get our weekly Fandango Jobbing of the Week segment here, and also we get a reminder that Zack Ryder is still employed. Fandango and Zack Ryder take on Harper and Rowan. Quick match there to put over Harper and Rowan, and why the hell they're not in Elimination Chamber, I don't know.
It hurts my heart, man.
I still think they beat up Los Matadores, or they attack somebody making their entrance to the ring during the event or something to put themselves into the match. It just makes no fucking sense that they're not in there. So I think one of those two things is going to happen.
I was more referencing it hurts my heart to see Zack Ryder in that position. But yeah, I agree with you.
Well, it hurts my heart too because I like Zack Ryder. Woo woo woo. We got to.
He was there. He was there at NXT tonight.
Yeah.
He was sitting in the crowd with Mojo Rawley.
Oh, nice. And we got to meet the guy about 4 years ago. So
yeah, he was a great guy.
Great guy. Nikki Bella against Naomi for the Divas title. There we go. Another example. 6-minute match with a commercial. What?
Well, to be fair, they did let the Divas have the main event on Raw. So that was kind of nice.
Well, I still think you count the promo as the main event, and not
it was
the match.
the main. It was the main.
It was
match.
the last match.
So
the main match. It only went 6 minutes though.
It's a step in the right direction.
Not really. It went 6 minutes. That's less than average.
It's better than a 2-minute match.
They average 7 usually.
No,
they got 6.
No. I would say this year they average more like 2 minutes. You know, it wasn't until that one night that everybody flipped out because it was only like 30 seconds long that they decided to start giving them more time.
Well, hell, even after that, they had a no match when Tamina debuted again, or returned. But we do get the return of Paige, and she cleaned house of Naomi and Tamina, and, well, she isn't here to make friends. She gave the Rampage DDT to Nikki as well. We're going to probably get a triple threat at Elimination Chamber.
I'm guessing the same.
Yep. So because Paige is back from filming her little Christmas movie.
Which is odd because The Miz is still up there filming it.
She must have not been a big part of it. Oh, wait. Let me get my voice. The Architect of a Dream celebration for Seth Rollins. The red carpet is in the ring, so you know we mean business now.
Serious business.
And Triple H says he sees a little reflection of the cerebral assassin in Rollins. Hold on there, playa. Rollins is a pussy heel. I don't think there's any cerebral assassin into that right now. But anyways. Kane is obviously still team... I thought for sure this was where Kane would kind of switch and get himself into the title picture, but no, an even better title picture comes out. Dean Ambrose. And what is he, lo and behold, what is he, after beating up Seth Rollins, what does he have under the curtain? What does he have under curtain number 1? Cinder blocks. And so basically he held Seth Rollins' head to the cinder blocks with a steel chair, claiming to do some damage if he did not get a title match. Finally, Stephanie caved in, gave him his title match. So there you go for the WWE World Heavyweight title at Elimination Chamber. It is going to be Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. I cannot wait because these guys always light it up when they get into the ring. But it wasn't all roses for Dean Ambrose as he eventually got beat down by the Authority. Seth Rollins standing tall at the end of Raw. And whew, that was the end of a great Raw, I tell you what. So a fun Raw, a fun pay-per-view, and an amazing ending to NXT, Matt. How about that for a week?
Man, I don't want to, jinx it or anything. But, I would be inclined to think that wrestling seems to be like it might be headed towards another boom period.
Hope so.
I hope so too, man. As I said, I don't want to jinx it, but man.
Okay, our final piece of business for tonight. We're going to not talk about Impact Wrestling because there may not be an Impact Wrestling to talk about. So we're going to go over the roster. Let's play the game of WWE, ROH, or neither. How about that one, Matt?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, let's do that. Sounds like fun.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 40. We got 50 guys to talk about, so we'll try to run through this pretty quick. WWE, ROH, or neither. Abyss.
Neither.
Yeah, I think he's too old for ROH.
I think he's run his course. I really don't have. I shudder to think of the idea of Abyss feuding with Kane or the Big Show.
Oh, come on.
I can't do it. Neither. I'm sorry.
That's a 5-star fucking match. Book it. Abyss is 41, by the way, so.
Yeah, he's neither.
Maybe he'll come to the WWE as Joseph Park. I couldn't even finish that sentence. Angelina Love.
Neither.
I can see ROH. I think her and God, I'm drawing a blank.
Do you think she would go back with Davey Richards?
No, the chick with in ROH, the valet. What? She's in the WWE. Maria. I think her and Maria could combine in with that faction. What is that faction called? The
Kingdom.
The Kingdom. Yeah, I think she could maybe fit in there. I have a feeling.
I think the only way you'd see Angelina Love showing up in Ring of Honor if she went there with Davey Richards. I don't really see her coming as a solo act. I just think she's getting a little too much on the old side.
Yeah, for WWE.
For WWE's time.
Austin Aries.
WWE.
Yes, please. He's 35, but
he's had his ROH time. The greatest man to ever live needs his time. In the WWE NXT land, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck yes, Awesome Kong.
I would love to see her go back to WWE. I feel that her initial run there was a halted disappointment because she got pregnant. I would love for them to give her another chance.
I think they're dumb not to if they don't. Here's an obvious one for you, Bobby Roode.
Oh yeah, WWE.
I don't know how old is Bobby.
But honestly, dude, he could go either and shine. But I think WWE would be insane not to pick that guy up.
Oh, that guy's a natural. He's 38, surprisingly. I did not know he was that old, but
wow. I didn't know he was that old either.
I don't know if WWE would sign anybody that's 38, but Bram.
I don't like Bram.
I like Bram.
But he's Charlotte's husband. He used to be in NXT before, so I could see them bringing him back. But honestly, if Bram disappeared off the face of the earth, I really wouldn't care.
Brooke. For Bram, I think. Well, he's with Charlotte, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I see him more. I see ROH more than neither, on my opinion. There.
Fair enough.
Brooke.
She's been in WWE before. She left. She got really decent to good in the ring. Does WWE want her back? I don't know. I guess I would lean more to WWE than neither, but I really have a hard time putting women in Ring of Honor because I feel like while ROH has a few girls, until they decide to put a women's championship in their promotion, I don't think they're really getting any good time spent in that company unless they're going in to be a manager like Maria does.
She's only 30, so I don't think that'd be against the WWE to have them. But
yeah, 30 doesn't seem too bad. I mean, they might have a different stance on age for women than they do for men.
Chris Melendez.
Neither. I like the guy.
I can see kind of the realism factor in being in Ring of Honor.
You would think it would be the type of good story WWE would want to jump on.
They already tried that with Zach Gallen.
Exactly, yeah, but this guy's a hell of a lot better than Zach Gallen. I mean, he's a former military guy.
Yeah,
you know, I mean that's by the feel good thing. I mean, not only does he only have one real leg, but you know he's a decorated, you know, guy from the military that they could play that off of. So I don't know. I definitely don't see ROH. WWE's a possibility, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was neither.
Christy Hemme.
She's been WWE. I don't see them wanting her back.
I think they left on bad terms.
I think so too. I think she's jobless.
Crazy Steve.
Neither. Wait. Put him in Ring of Honor. No, I'm just kidding. Neither. He's done.
Davey Richards.
I see him going back to ROH. I think there's heat on the Wolves with WWE for that for their tryout match. So I think both him and Eddie Edwards go back. I believe they were working the Ascension, and there was a bad spot or a bump or something that could have injured somebody, and apparently Triple H told them to stop the match, and they kept going and finished the match as scheduled. And a couple months later, they were in TNA. So I have a feeling that there's heat on the Wolves with WWE. So I would see Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards going back to ROH.
How long ago was that?
Like a year ago?
So we we'll just pair Eddie Edwards and with Davey Richards.
Yeah.
So,
I would. They're a package deal.
DJZ.
He's gone. Goodbye.
Ooh, Drew Galloway.
I see him more going to Ring of Honor.
Do you
I
think
feel like
WWE swallows their pride and admits a mistake? And
they don't do it very often. There's one guy on TNA's roster I'd say that they might do it for, but I don't think it's Drew Galloway. I see him more in Ring of Honor than WWE.
Okay, we'll save that thought for once we get to them. Eli Drake.
Neither. He's done nothing. He's done nothing to impress me.
Eric Young.
Neither.
Ethan Carter III.
That's the guy who I think WWE would be willing to admit a mistake on.
Yeah, they'd be dumb.
I would be shocked for them not to bring him back.
I think Eric Young could be mid-card WWE. I think. I could see it. He's 35, just like Samoa Joe, so you never know. Especially with Joe being there now, there might be Triple H may listen to Joe. Bring a few of those guys into NXT.
True.
Gail Kim, older wrestler, but obviously still good in the ring.
I hear there's heat.
Is there? Okay.
I would love to have her back in WWE. But I heard the second time she left was not on very good terms.
Mm.
So,
what happened there? Do you know?
I'm from what I'm remembering, her last match with WWE was like some battle royal for like a number one contendership of the title, and instead of actually taking part of it, she slid under the bottom rope, eliminated herself, and walked to the back.
Mm.
So,
whoops.
Yeah, me personally, I would love to have Gail Kim back there because I think some of the matches she could have with some of the girls they've got there now would be freaking awesome. But I would be inclined to say neither. Unless ROH does a women's division.
Gunner.
You could bring Gunner in and team up with Murphy. Bring Gunner and Murphy back. I've grown to actually like Gunner.
He's solid. He's been on the top picture there for TNA before.
How old is Gunner?
Let's look. That's why I got Wikipedia up here, because that's a good gauge of will they bring him in. Gunner's only 32.
Yeah, then if I'm WWE, I take a shot on Gunner.
Wow. His ring name previously was Phil Shatter. Was his gimmick that he shat himself? I don't know. Havoc.
Oh, I would totally bring her to WWE. Totally.
If they don't get Kong, they should go get Havoc.
I would bring them both in.
Well, they had a great match.
Can you imagine Havoc and Charlotte?
Oh, yeah.
Freaking A, dude. I would love that. I think
Homicide.
ROH. I think he's too old, and I think he's got too much mileage on his body.
Yeah.
To be picked up by WWE at this day and age.
Let's see.
He's got to be late 30s.
38.
Yeah. I don't think so. Too many
ROH.
Injuries tacked up on him, unfortunately.
Jade.
Absolutely, she should have been picked up by WWE in the first place. She was just on NXT last year. She had a 3-minute match with Charlotte when she was there. I was shocked WWE didn't sign her. And if she's available again, if I'm WWE, I totally pick her up.
You're going to have to do a little homework there and send me the date of that NXT so I can go back and watch that one.
Yeah, I'll look it up for you. I think it was sometime in December of last year.
James Storm.
Oh, WWE. There's so many times throughout the years that I thought him and Rude should have been picked up as beer money and brought over to WWE. So no, without even question, James Storm should be going there.
He's 37, but I don't think that should deter him. I don't think he's got the mileage like a Homicide has had.
And I think him and Rude just exude star power. They look they look like stars. They look like they were cut from the WWE mold, and I just think it would be a mistake not to give those guys a shot on the main stage.
We haven't really had a badass cowboy kind of gimmick since Bradshaw, so it's going to be kind of a fresh gimmick too if they go cowboy James Storm.
Yeah, which is what I would want them to do. Jeff
Hardy.
It's a no-brainer that if they give him the work schedule that he wants.
The Shawn Michaels schedule?
I don't even know if the Shawn Michaels schedule. Maybe more along the lines of like a Chris Jericho or a Rob Van Dam schedule. I definitely think that they should. I think they would be dumb not to bring not to bring the Hardy Boys back into the WWE fold.
Yeah, let's just pair Matt. We'll pair Matt and Jeff together on that. But yeah, the day is going to come eventually. I've always said that, even with TNA looking like it's going to be around. I think the day is going to come where Hardy does make his return for one last run.
He loves TNA because of the work schedule.
Here's an interesting one.
I can't blame him for that.
Oh yeah, and well, hey, it's all in one place. Jeremy Borash. Do you think he's got talent as an announcer and interviewer? You think?
I think he could fit in either company. Yeah. Honestly, I think he could fit in either company easily. And they wouldn't have a problem finding work for him to do.
Now this
just the division. It's just where he would fit in at the time. I feel you could plug him into either company, and he would be a big deal for them.
The thing with the WWE is it's a very youth-driven movement for the announcers, though, right now. So
yeah,
but like. I could see him. I don't know. Can he do play-by-play?
Absolutely.
I have him. He could.
Yeah, him and Mike Tenay used to do some broadcasts for TNA over the years. I thought they were really good together. Honestly, I would much rather have Tenay and Borash calling Impact every week than Josh Matthews.
Yeah. Somebody else said that. I think Taz, not Taz.
Taz. I don't think Taz would say that right now.
JR, I think JR said that.
Oh, really?
I think JR said that in his conversation with, God, I just listened to it today, and like I said, I'm getting old. My memories. Now, this guy, guaranteed WWE for you, I know. I don't even need to ask, but I will anyways, just for the sake of the podcast, Jesse Goddard.
I hate you, JB.
Your silence is golden.
He's neither. He's beyond neither. He's not even WrestleCon worthy. Get Jesse Goddard out of here.
What about Black Diamond Wrestling? I'm sure Trevor would love to sign him.
Trevor would make him world champ. What are you talking about?
I would make him world champ.
Trevor likes being wrong. It's okay.
But I'm a Big Brother fan, so that's why I'm a Jesse Goddard's mark.
Just because
I'm a huge Big Brother fan, so that's why I'm such a mark for Jesse.
You mark.
Kenny King.
I'd love to see him try his act in WWE.
He just never seems to.
I feel like I heard he burned his bridges with the Ring of Honor.
Really? He just never seemed to get over the hump at TNA either, which means he'll be lost in mid-card hell in the WWE. Kenny King is 33, by the way. So
yeah,
still...
bring the dude into NXT and see what he's got.
Yeah,
I don't think I don't see there any reason that they would not, give a young guy like Kenny King a chance down there.
Here's another slam dunk for the WWE. Koya.
You shut your filthy mouth.
Oh boy, when we compare Mason Ryan favorably to you, you don't belong in the WWE.
Dude, I'd hire Mason Ryan back in a second over Koya.
Now, is King Mo an active?
No.
King Mo, I don't know why he's still on the
roster. Because they wish he was still there.
I got to meet King Mo. when we were at a community event for the old EA MMA game when they were when that was centered around Strikeforce. So I gotta hang out with King Mo and play a little MMA with him on the old PlayStation 3. He's a pretty cool guy.
Sweet. I was just gonna ask, is he nice?
Very cool. Very
Sweet.
cool. A lot of the Strikeforce guys I met were just great guys. Robbie Lawler was there then. Tyron Woodley, some cool guys that hung out with us. So, Kurt Angle, interesting. That's all up to
he could fit
WWE.
I could, dude. Honestly, if WWE went to him and said, "We don't want you," I could totally see Kurt Angle doing a farewell tour with Ring of Honor.
That'd be kind of cool.
Because some of the dream matches Kurt Angle could have in ROH.
Shit, any of the Briscoes?
Freaking awesome.
Any of the Briscoes?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, Kurt. I think Kurt could. Obviously, he should go back. WWE should pick Kurt up. But if they're going to be stubborn about it, then I could totally see Kurt in Ring of Honor.
He'll get such a huge pop if that music hits. Lashley. Lashley is 38, by the way.
He's been in WWE before. He's much better now.
He was the main event one, hair versus hair. But I mean, age is relative. I mean, Batista's over 40, and he's still.
I'd burn him back. I'd burn him back one more time.
I don't think they parted in bad terms, if I remember right. Well, this one, I think I know the answer to this next one. Low key.
Yeah, I don't think there's any love lost between him and WWE. I would think. I would think Low Key would probably have to return to Ring of Honor.
Yeah, there's no way Low Key was going to go back to the WWE. That was ridiculous how they treated him. Madison Rayne.
Neither.
Magnus.
How old is he?
Let's pull up the old time machine. Magnus is 28.
Oh yeah, WWE.
I love Magnus.
His best years could seriously be ahead of him, and
yeah,
I think WWE would be insane not to pick him up.
This guy definitely probably not WWE, but maybe Ring of Honor for Mandrews.
Yeah, if you're gonna put him anywhere, he's got a shot in Ring of Honor. But I wouldn't be surprised if he was in either.
Mm-hmm. Manic.
Ring of Honor.
Marty Bell.
I haven't seen enough of her to say. To be honest,
okay.
I don't know. I don't want to pass judgment on her.
This one's probably obvious too because he's just recently left WWE. But Mika.
Yeah, I don't think WWE would bring him back. But to be perfectly honest, I was shocked they let him go. I was seeing a lot of improvement in him when they released him. So I don't know. I don't know. I could see him in Ring of Honor.
Mickie James.
I think her career is pretty much wrapped up at this point. I don't think she's doing a whole lot.
Let me step away from the microphone a little bit here for Mr. Anderson.
Neither.
Anderson.
Neither.
God damn if he didn't fuck up.
I was going to say, I think he still has that scorching heat with WWE. And
it's been so long, though.
And I don't think he brings enough to the table for Ring of Honor to be interested in him.
God. I mean, he was all set to be the man.
He was the chosen one, dude.
Vince's child. Then it turned into Hornswoggle. MVP.
I would love for him to go back to WWE.
Oh, he's so talented.
I don't know if he wants to.
He probably doesn't.
I would think there would be a standing offer from WWE for him to return, but I don't know if he'd take it.
This one I'm not too familiar with, but Rebel?
She's green, but I think she's young. She would be someone I would bring her into WWE at the Performance Center and let her get better.
Robbie E.
Neither.
Here's an interesting one. Rockstar Spud.
I would bring him into WWE.
Me too.
I think WWE always wants to say that charisma is their most important thing, and that's something they can't teach. Mm-hmm. As small as that dude is, I think he's got buckets of charisma.
Yeah,
I would think he would be somebody I would bring in.
I've always been a fan of Spud, and that bloody EC3 match just put it over the top for me. Samuel Shaw.
Neither.
Taryn Terrell.
I don't know what her standing was when she left WWE.
Who was she then?
Tiffany.
Oh, okay.
Just remember her and Drew McIntyre got into that hotel incident.
Yep.
She is so good in the ring now. I think WWE would be smart to give her another shot, but I don't know the situation of her leaving to begin with. So that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard to tell. If it was me, I would be bringing her into WWE, but I don't know.
The last two really kind of end on a meh. The last two are Tigre Uno and Tyrus.
See Tiger Uno, I can see him in Ring of Honor.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Tyrus is probably the same. He doesn't want to come back to.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine him going back. I know he's working dates with Global Force. I'm sure he's probably really happy that he is right now. Let's the same token. I'm just hoping that I'm hoping it's not legit. I'm really hoping this isn't the end.
Yeah.
Of TNA. I hope next week we can come onto this show next Thursday and we can report that the death of TNA has been greatly exaggerated. So.
Oh man, my buddy Ryan. I put up a picture of Joe staring down Owens on Facebook. My buddy Brian, we're going to get him on the podcast here sometime. Big wrestling fan, big encyclopedia of wrestling knowledge. And
is he as excited as we are?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I was going to say, if he's not as excited as we are, he doesn't deserve to be Lost in the Midcard.
And coincidentally enough, it's his guitar that you hear on our opening theme, because that's his old band.
Fantastic.
That we get our song from.
It's a good track.
They were a great band. I was the roadie for them for a few years, so it was a lot of fun those days. But on my picture of Joe and Owens on Facebook, he goes, "What? It's just a couple of fat guys."
Oh, man.
If you know him, if you know Ryan, you got to chuckle at that because he is marking out as hard as we are. Trust me. There's no doubt about it. He is marking out as hard as we are. All right. Well, that what looked like a short itinerary turned into our longest episode of Lost in the Midcard ever, as we maybe have tried to do our obituary for TNA. But hey, we had a lot of fun and a lot of fun shit to talk about on this episode. So. We hope you stuck with the whole episode because, man, it's a good time to be a fan of professional wrestling right now. Matt, if you can, give us your final thoughts on what was a great 4 days, actually 5 days, you know.
Can you believe it? Because I can't.
No,
honestly, I'm still in a state of shock. Like I said, as soon as this podcast is over, I'm gonna watch the Joe thing again. WWE already has it on their YouTube page, and it looks like they have the promo from after the event on their YouTube page as well. So I'm gonna be checking that stuff out as soon as we go off the air here.
And this truly makes it fun to do these shows. It's always fun to do them, even when there's not much to talk about. We can always just babble on and forth about how great Fandango is. But we had a lot more to talk about this week. Matt's groaning. I'm still on the Fandango bandwagon, damn it. There's hope for him yet. I know there is. But what a great few days of wrestling. It's hard to put in words right now because it's just been so epic. But that's going to do it for episode 16 of Lost in the Midcard. For Matt, I am Jeremy. We'd like to thank SpiderDuck.net for hosting us on iTunes. We are also subscribable on YouTube. Make sure to go find our links on our Facebook page and like us there as well, facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard. We will catch you next Thursday.